Hello everyone. Today we are going to review a movie called The Island. It is a 2005 movie by Michael Bay, and it stars Obi Kenobi and Scarlett Johansson. It is an alternate reality or like futuristic world where like insurance companies create identical clones of you, where those clones kind of live in a closed environment or like a sealed environment where they believe the world is fully contaminated and their only ticket out of this facility is like to get a ticket to the island. So what the so what the insurance company does is like whenever like you meet with an accident and you have a broken leg, or you have like an eye, you need to have an eye surgery, or you got hit in the eye, or like some of your teeth is broken, or like you need like a severe like surgery. So rather than wait for like organ donors, they kind of like harvest the organs from your exact clone, so that like your clone is basically the exact replica of you. And these clones like they are put in an environment where they don't have too much toxins, too much pollutants, and like they don't like consume like they don't have unhealthy habits. So these clones grow up to be the healthy versions of you, and not like a deteriorating versions of you. So whenever they do like an organ transplant, it's kind of you get kind of like an upgrade rather than like you stay on the same level like with the organs that you have. So one day while doing like an organ transplant, or like while the one of the clones who are like stuck in the facility, who got like a vacation to the island, or like the dream destination or final ticket to the dream destination of the island, like Obi Kenobi, he wakes up, then he saves Scarlett Johansson, they get out of the facility and they go to the real world. Then they understand like, wow, this is what the real world is like, and their life is kind of like entirely been fake and whatever. And Scarlett Johansson is adjusting to the reality that like the world is actually, her world is not real, and there exists a clone of her, a different Scarlett Johansson. And she is kind of like doing like in an environment where her only imagine if one day you wake up and you find out like your only life's purpose was to be the replacement parts of your clone. Then your life will kind of like get destroyed, you'll lose a sense of purpose and whatnot. And Obi Kenobi and Scarlett Johansson, rather than just escaping, they want to expose this insurance company, so that like all the clones, they're kind of like free, they kind of like can feel a sense of reality, like that they have kind of like, wow, like we need to go to the real world. So finally, like rather than just save their lives, they go back, risk their lives to save these kind of clones and whatnot. And finally from that they escape and go back to like the clones kind of like escape, and they go to reality, and like they come into the real world. And this is like a very interesting take on like the human condition, which I keep on replacing, where like when humans realize their entire life is a fake, they get like adverse reaction. But like Obi Kenobi and Scarlett Johansson, rather than having a very adverse life is meaningless point of reaction, they kind of like feel like a sense of purpose in trying to free the other clones, who are kind of essentially slaves that they don't even know about, and tell them that there exists a real world out there, like that's kind of like different from like the facility that they are in, and the idea of the island is just fake. So it was a very interesting take movie. But right now, say in our current time, like in 2023, since like all these clones and like whatnot, or like all these science fiction movies have become so popularized, like we don't get a sense of like, wow, this is like amazing, kind of like, hi, this is kind of like normal for us now. But like in 2005 when it came, it was one of the like brilliant scientific like brilliant sci-fi movies, where like, wow, there's some exists something around kind of like a clones, and wow, what's a clone, like people start asking about what like a clone is. So it's like it became popular in that way. So please watch that movie. It was one of like Michael Bay's like movies with like less action and more of a kind of like a screenplay, kind of like a Michael Bay movie. I know Michael Bay usually makes like a hardcore action movies, but like this is kind of like an action movie, but like it's more like a sci-fi, a drama kind of like movie. That's a different thing, like it's something that unique and different that Michael Bay kind of like done. But it's very interesting that like Michael Bay decided to make like certain theme movies and sci-fi movies, and not just stick to your regular old repetitive action movie like the Rock, or like the Transformers movie, or like whichever movie that Michael Bay ever makes. Like so It's a very interesting movie. Please do check it out. It's probably not in like Netflix or Amazon Prime. Do get like a DVD or like purchase it and like watch it. Thank you very much.